time to get cooking, y'all. This is a unique but simple concept for a web radio station. Bring in a DJ to spin while a chef prepares a dish in the background. Its name is Let Him Cook. It's based at a kitchen in the French port city of Marseille, and it's attracted performers from all over the world because it turns out cooking and music pair brilliantly together. Theo Ferrato, the station's founder, says the whole concept is built around a chef named Enzo, and that everything he works with in the kitchen is real. Ferrato also says music is like cooking, and that you're mixing ingredients of different tracks with your own life experience to create your own sound. The individual videos have gotten tons of views, one of them almost 3 million, and DJ Carla Mo says there's rhythm, there's fire, you get caught up in it, and everything is effortless. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz, welcoming you to The World from A to Z, an independently produced, nonpartisan show covering news and events from, everywhere. So thankful you're spending some time with us today. According to research organizations like Pew Research and Statista.com, the majority of Americans, more than 80 to 90%, plan to celebrate Christmas next week. Some will celebrate Hanukkah, which starts on the same day as Christmas this year, on the 25th. Some will celebrate Kwanzaa, which starts on December 26th every year. One thing they'll all have in common, regardless of how they mark the season, is they may need to pack some patience if they're planning to travel. Never before have experts predicted so many Americans will travel for the holidays.
Americans can expect lower gas prices and higher airfares compared to last holiday season, according to AAA. Their big end-of-year forecast should come as no surprise to anyone who traveled during the Thanksgiving period, especially at the nation's airports, as demand for travel continues to soar. Buckle up and get ready for crowded flights and roadways all over again.
Thanksgiving was a record setter, and here we are with the year-end holiday forecast, and we're projecting another record year.
AAA expects 119.3 million people will travel 50 miles or more during the holiday period between Saturday, December 21st and Wednesday, January 1st. And for the 107 million Americans expected to drive, gas prices will be lower than last holiday season. AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says there's a traditional drop in winter demand coupled with new trends.
A lot of people are working remotely over the holidays, not going into the office as much. That brings gas demand down. And a lot of people do their holiday shopping online. So you're not having as many people driving to stores as we used to in the past.
Government inflation data released Wednesday showed airfares up 4.7% year over year. Melanie Fish of Expedia says domestic fares were pretty reasonable ahead of the holidays, but now the clock is ticking.
If you haven't made your plans yet to go over the hills and through the woods to grandmother's house, you've got to get on it.
Fish also says air passengers haven't faced too many delays and cancellations this year, but notes it's winter now.
It is the holidays, so make sure you have all your travel apps downloaded so you're getting updates quickly. Keep it in a carry-on. It's going to save you so much of a headache if you're not searching for a lost suitcase. And be flexible. Make sure you're leaving yourself plenty of time once you get to the airport.
Word of knowledge. Which of these famous productions premiered the most recently? The Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Twelfth Night, Carmen. In terms of age, the youngest production on this list, a ballet that premiered in 1892, is The Nutcracker.
On this date in world history, U.S. Secretary of State William Seward made a historic announcement on December 18th in 1865. The United States had constitutionally abolished slavery. The 13th Amendment was actually ratified on December 6th when the necessary 3/4 of the states had approved it. But the December 18th announcement officially adopted the amendment, making slavery illegal and specifying that involuntary servitude could only exist as punishment for a crime. 27 years later, on this date in 1892, theatergoers in St. Petersburg, Russia saw the debut of a play that would endure as a seasonal favorite for generations. Peter Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker, which was based on a short story, reportedly got mixed reviews after its initial performance, but the Christmas-time ballet and musical would become immensely popular worldwide.
Where in the world? This is a European country that has no official date of independence. It has overseas territories in the Caribbean, Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Its government type is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy, though that monarchy is mostly ceremonial. This is the United Kingdom, or Britain, a nation of more than 68 million people.
It doesn't have an official independence date because it's old. The CIA World Factbook says the kingdoms of England united in the year 927. Wales, Scotland, and part of Ireland joined in the centuries that followed, and before all of that, the Romans established the city of London back in the year 43. These are reasons why artifacts dating back centuries are often turned up when the ground is, and a teenage treasure hunter who's already struck gold in the past continues his quest to bring history back to the surface.
Oh, that's a good signal.
Meet 14-year-old Patrick Hooper. This young man has his own YouTube channel dedicated to metal detecting.
It's treasure hunting, really. You go out on a field and sometimes you find junk all day, but you never know. It could be one day, one signal that you could get something that changes your life forever.
In the United Kingdom where Patrick lives, the word treasure is in fact a technical legal term. Anything over 200 years old that contains a precious metal. But Patrick can't keep his treasure. All findings must be reported in case they hold significant historical value. The UK recorded over 1,000 treasure discoveries in 2022, the most in 1 year since the 1990s. The rise in findings is likely due to a growth in new technology in the agricultural field.
Agriculture with bigger and bigger equipment, with going deeper and deeper into the plough soil. We're seeing more and more people engaged in metal detecting as well, but also those machines are getting more and more powerful. They're able to seek deeper and deeper.
Norwich Castle Museum acquired the highest number of finds of any institution in 2022. Archaeology as a scientific study has been around for about 150 years. Before that, people who found ancient artifacts were just considered art collectors. Over time, as technology developed, archaeology has become easier and easier. These days, anyone could go out looking for ancient artifacts, and some people do.
As a UGA Bulldog myself, I'm happy to announce a couple different schools with that mascot. First, from the city of Goldsboro, North Carolina, we have the Bulldogs of Grantham Middle School with us. Hello to Mrs. Harrell's class in the Tar Heel State. Next, from the city of North Platte, Nebraska, Mrs. Kincaid's class is watching. Hello to the Bulldogs of North Platte High School in the Cornhusker State. And also the Raiders of Washington Middle School are here. It's Mr. Sanchez's class that's with us from the city of Albuquerque in the land of enchantment, New Mexico.
Remarkable rodent research at the University of Richmond suggests not only can rats drive, but also they like it. The study, ongoing for several years now, is headed up by behavioral neuroscientist Kelly Lambert, whose team, using treats like Fruit Loops as incentives, prompted their teeny tiny test subjects to pilot homemade ratmobiles operated by holding a gas pedal-like lever to commute to the Fruit Loop Loot. Lambert says eventually the rats learned to navigate using unique steering techniques and even seemed to prefer driving when given a choice.
Day after day, week after week, they would see the car, run to the car, jump into the car, and drive. So they went out of their way to drive. It suggests that they prefer the driving over walking.
The team suggests their unique testing model can be replicated using other animals.
So any animal that can make an association between a reward and engage in a behavior to activate the vehicle can learn this.
Well, finding them the perfect car should be easy. Consider a Catarat, a Ratston Martin, a Barracuda, a Rattern. But think about all the car models that have chased rats. You've got the Bobcat, the Cheetah, the Cougar, the Cobra, the Skyhawk, Lynx, Viper, Eagle, Fox, Jaguar, Puma, Raptor, Wildcat, Tiger, and Villager. They'll have to drive carefully whenever they enter the rat race. I'm Carl Azuz, and that's all for today's edition of The World from A to Z. We hope you'll join us for our last 2 shows of the year, coming up Thursday and Friday. You mean the world to me.